You've started it 5 times. The newsletter, the gym, the side business, the thing you keep saying you'll do properly this time. And every restart felt like commitment. New plan, new gear, fresh energy. This time is different. I want to show you something genuinely embarrassing from my own back catalogue because I've got the receipts on this one and they're not flattering. This is the Matt J. Hanham Show, where I have candid conversations with inspiring people and turn topics inside out to help you grow your business and create freedom in life. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the show. And a starting problem is a little different to a starting habit. So you might have started 5 times, but I've started many. You want to hear the receipts? April 2019, I recorded an episode called How to Start a Podcast. In the description, what did I write? I wrote, I'm literally quoting myself here, 90% of podcasts only have 7 episodes. Why is this? I diagnosed the exact problem publicly, confidently, on the record. And I probably even knew that what happens next is my publishing run since that episode. Well, it's nice to be able to have 7 years to roll back. I published 4 episodes, then went dead. 1 episode, then it went dead. 3, then dead. 7, then dead for like 20 months. 8, then dead. I didn't just fail to take my own advice. I literally landed on the exact number I warned everyone about twice. So if the habit is restarting, is it a problem? What's caused the problem? I'm not doing this again. I can even laugh at myself, but no, I'm not doing this again because I'm doing it now because it's got a little bit bigger and a little bit beyond, I guess, just me now. But it felt good to restart. Every time you restart, you go, okay, I've moved some momentum. There's a little bit of an emotional payoff. There's, part of that is a bit of a broken record where you want to do the same thing and it feels good to restart. It feels good to restart. Funnily enough, it clearly felt better to restart than it felt to hold the discipline required to continue week on week. But when I made my longest runs, it wasn't just because I was a hypocrite. I just didn't get any of the compound that should come from it because I didn't have an external thing, something to anchor to. So the thing that actually changes when my runs were much bigger, when my run is going to be much more now, is not my motivation. The motivation was strong all the way through, really, to be honest. There was just other things that became bigger distractions for different reasons, or a bit of a wayward slide from what I guess I thought my North Star was at the time. So system is super important, but it's not just that. And I say that as someone who builds systems for a living and often finds myself not following through on the same types of systems that I'll build for others. What really changes is something outside that notices. So in this case, a team that's outside, someone who's going to really notice when you don't show up and help close that gap for you, even if that's just a quick message or a phone call or someone else is in the loop for the workflow required to get it done. That's the thing. And I guess that was also part of the challenge that I had and have had in the past, is that I've had those external situations, those external people as part of the process. And then because of shifts in team or movement or other things, it's fallen down. So it's not your motivation and it's not even just your system, but you really need to show up for those reasons that are a little bit more intangible. The absolute best one is that you're absolutely dialed into your audience and you want to show up for them, but that's not quite enough. You really need almost this trifecta. Someone in your system that helps push you along just in case there's any kind of reason why you don't get there. The system itself and the external, which is really the peak, the audience. You need to be doing it for them. And the reason why we struggle and so many podcasts do collapse within that short period of time is they're not really doing it and wanting to show up for the right reasons. The other little hack and kicker for me is I moved from being a guest-related podcast to more of these little bite-sized sessions, which I loved. But what happened was there was no one already booked in the diary. There was no planning done for that extra couple of weeks out to make sure we had our guests. And that is another element in the system. So it became I'll do it tomorrow, and then tomorrow gets too long. And before you know it, you've dropped on a 4-week run. I don't know how many I've done now, but probably towards the upper end. Maybe that's 8 or 9 or more. But it doesn't really matter because I've got a few extra reasons to push forward with this time. I hope you find your reasons, because they are the thing that actually, makes you continue on with this. If you're destined to do it, you're destined to do it. You don't have a starting problem. You've got a starting habit. At least I sure did. And maybe you've found yourself doing the same thing. I'd really love to know. What have you restarted? More than 3 times. That's a really good signal to figure out whether you need some outside support to help keep it going, or whether it's time to kill off that darling. Thanks for your time, guys. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you've restarted more than 3 times. And I look forward to seeing you on the other side in the next episode.